Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Cabela's, Cuddyback, America's Best Bowstrings, Drake Non-Typical, Easton Arrows, Frigid Forage, Fuse, Grizzly Coolers, Hoyt, Hoyman Tree Saws, Lone Wolf Tree Stands, Nikon, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, RTP Outdoors, Spot Hog Releases, Wasp Archery, Viking Solutions, and Realtree.
More than happy to be able to wrap a tag on him. Oh, there he is. There he is. This is awesome.
What an awesome deer. Oh my God. Definitely my biggest buck I've ever shot.
I don't know, I'm thrilled. Every deer is a trophy in my opinion.
We're able to get him in close enough and she put an awesome shot on him.
Real happy with this deer though, being a 4-year-old. Matt.
Couldn't be happier. We saw him. Couldn't happen any better.
Well, here he is, this big, beautiful 8-pointer. I am beyond excited to have this deer.
Well, the summer is finally winding down here in central Wisconsin, and our season is right around the corner. Our season here in Wisconsin starts September 15th, and we couldn't be more excited to start bow hunting this year. This year we are actually adding our really good friend Brandon Schrage. He will be hunting with us and filming with us all year long, so we're really looking forward to that. But pretty much we're going to be hunting the same properties that we hunted last year. And we've been doing a lot of preparation work to prepare ourselves for this season. About a few weeks ago, we got out to our properties and we planted 6 different food plots with Big and Beastie and Autumn Quick Plot. So we should have plenty of food this year. The deer haven't hit it as hard as they did last year, so we'll definitely have some good food come late fall. We also have been doing a lot of scouting around the area too. We've hung some cameras out. Haven't had a ton of big bucks on camera, but about a month ago we had like 3 pictures of what we believe to be the big 8 from last year. He hasn't popped up a whole lot, but we've got a lot of nice bucks on camera. We've got a nice 10. We also have this nice 8-pointer that we actually had last year, and he was actually just a big 6, so he turned into an 8 this year. But the big main reason I think that the bucks aren't totally on our property yet is because the neighbors have a big bean field right on the north side of our property, and we've actually been filming out there a bunch of velvet, and there's a good amount of bucks that are out there every single night, and we have a really nice 10 out in that field that comes out every night. That big 8-pointer that we had, that was a 6 last year, we're actually going to name him Eugene Krabs. So we're going to go after some of those bucks this year. Haven't quite narrowed down our hit list yet, but we're really looking forward to it.
Hey everybody, it's Alex Kisslinger and Alex Valley here with Midwest Whitetail Great Lakes, here to kick off our 2018 season. In the off season here, we've been up to a lot of shed hunting, putting on a lot of miles, and then later on in the summer we've transitioned over and working on some of our whitetail properties. Yeah, so one of the big things that we did this summer that I did and Bones came up and helped, Alex Kisslinger came up and helped me with, is the property that I shot my deer on last year up in Vernon County. I had to get some food plots established there again, some ones that we did last year and some new ones, so I'm pretty excited about that. I put a bunch of trail cameras out up there. Haven't had a chance to go check those though in probably about a month. So I'm really excited to see, which deer start showing up again. I had a couple deer that showed up last year, and some that were really visible, like that split G2 buck that I was after, that I'm really hoping show up, but I'm not sure if they're there. That particular deer is one that I had him all over the farm up until basically November 1st when I shot my deer, and I never got him again after that. I ran trail cameras all winter. Looked for sheds, never found them. So I also never heard anything from the neighbors that anyone shot him. So I'm hoping that he's up there, and if not though, I'm sure there's some other deer that we had last year that'll show back up and be some good targets for this year. So, and one of the things we've been working on in the off season as well is a food plot up in northern Wisconsin. It's an area of ground that has almost every aspect of whitetail habitat you would think, except for a good food source. So it's something that we're going to be working on not only this year but in the coming years to expand our food plot up there and really make that a location for deer to live year round. So I know I'm excited, I think Alex is excited as well to see what's on that property and what we can bring to that property over the next coming years. So in total, we just wanted to kick off our season with you guys and hopefully you follow along.
Hey guys, welcome back to another season of Midwest Whitetail Great Lakes. I'm heading back right now to one of our secluded bean plots to see if we can't get a little velvet footage tonight. It's probably about 70 degrees. It's been one of the cooler days that we've had. I think it's gonna be a pretty good night to see some of our deer that we're gonna be going after this year. It's gonna be mainly looking for one deer. A deer that I call Royals. He's a 4-year-old this year, and we haven't gotten any really good pictures of him yet this year, so I just want to see what he looks like, hopefully in person. So I know he's been coming out to this bean field, so maybe we can get a little footage of him tonight. Well, we made it to the blind, and what we got out in front of us is some big and beastie on the far end of the field and a bunch of beans that we planted here. Unfortunately, getting into the blind, I don't think it was the deer that I wanted to see, but there were for surely 2 bucks right here, right in front of it when I got here, which was just unfortunate. I didn't think they'd be out quite this early, but they were, so they busted, and not real bad, but we're gonna stick it out, see if we can't see anything else yet tonight. There's a doe out here right now, but just kind of disappointing that those 2 bucks were right in front of the blind. Usually if they're at least 50 yards away or so out in front of the blind, I can usually get in, but they were, 10 yards, so not much we're gonna do there. It's probably gonna be one of my last times in here before the season, so I just hate rustling it up, so we'll stick it out. I'll show you whatever comes out.
Welcome to Midwest Whitetail Great Lakes. sitting here in West Michigan. This is my typical food plot work I've been doing up here on the river property for the summer. It's June 30th today. Predicted to be one of our hottest weeks of the whole year. So got a good looking corn crop this year. We've been getting some pretty good rains, and just fired up the sprinklers for the first time. Seen it's going to be heat index around 100 today, so it's about 8 a.m. Thought I'd let it run for a bit. Let them plants suck in that moisture before we get this heat advisory coming through today. So same setup here. I mean, I've got corn on this end of the food plot, beans where the sprinkler system is going. But I extended the beans down where I had my pure trophy clover, in between all those tall oaks there, and I've got a clover plot to the west established from last year, so we still have that. And in between the beans and the corn is where I'm going to put my big and beastie. Got that killed off, and kind of going to wait a little bit yet. That stuff grows really fast and really easy, and I want to time that out with a nice early August rain. Today's August 5 actually. Up here at the river property, just wanted to show an example of how great this hot zone fence is working on my beans up here. Everything was planted the same day, and I sprayed everything the same, and I put the hot zone fence in after I did my first Roundup spraying, and just goes to show how great it works. Most of this is browsed off. It looks like it's been cut with a lawnmower. There's probably 1.5 acres of beans all the way around this protected piece that's browsed off. But what I'm gonna do today, this is pretty clean yet, not a lot of weeds in it. Predicted to get about 1.5 inches of rain tomorrow, so I'm gonna broadcast big and beastie over this half of the bean field that's not very weedy, and there's good soil for that seed to get drove into the ground with this big rain coming. So that's kind of my goal for today, is to wherever I'm going to do the overseeding, get that done. And there's parts of this field that I'm going to till up and seed next week with big and beastie. But I think it's a good plan. These beans will be browsed off pretty much. They're not doing horrible. They're keeping up with the deer a little bit, but they are getting pretty short. So we'll get some more food in here and keep the deer coming.
Well, one of the things that we are looking at this weekend when we're down here is anywhere that we can get either a boat in, or as we drive around, any areas that are very secluded from the roads and you have to hike a long way in. So we found one boat launch here that looks pretty good to get access to a bunch of land that is inaccessible except by boat. So this is definitely one spot that we're going to keep in mind for this fall. Well, we're on our way home from our weekend down here in Ohio scouting some different public land, and we were looking at the map trying to figure out a way home, and I happened to come across this spot here when we were driving, and we decided to stop in here, take a look around, and it looks like it might actually be a pretty decent piece. There's quite a bit of water and swampland and timber ridges in here, so I think it could hinder a lot of hunters for deer hunting anyways. It sounds like they get a lot of dove hunters out here from the guy we talked to at the boat launch, but for the most part it looks like it's a pretty decent piece. We've already seen 3 or 4 deer just in the 5 minutes we've been out here already, just driving around, and we took one of these little trails back to see what the terrain looked like, and there was 2 deer along that trail. So looks like there might be quite a few deer in here, and we'll get home. Definitely going to look at this one on the computer in a little more detail, and who knows, maybe we'll end up coming down here this fall to hunt.